All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that hits close to home for, well, pretty much everyone, that daily headache of figuring out what's for dinner. But the project we're looking at, called KAAS, offers an answer that's so much more than just food. It's this incredible mix of smart tech, community, and a total reinvention of what a kitchen can even be. So let's get right into it.
You know, to really get what KAAS is trying to do, you have to start with this classic innovator's dilemma. It's a question that every single person trying to build something new has to face. When people tell you they want a faster horse, what do? Do you give them a faster horse? Or do you build them an automobile they can't even imagine yet, right? It's that old Henry Ford story. If he'd asked people what they wanted, they'd have said, a faster horse, of course. They just didn't have the words or the vision for a car. And that really is the choice, isn't it? Do you focus on what people are asking for right now? Or do you take a massive leap and build the thing they don't even know they need yet? So KAAS stood at this exact crossroads. They could have taken path A, the faster horse approach, make takeout a little cheaper, maybe make grocery delivery a bit easier. Just optimize the current system. But nope. They looked at that and said, that's not it. They went all in on path B. Their entire bet is that if they can build the automobile of dinner, something so radically new and better, it will unlock this huge pent-up demand. The bet isn't just that you'll want it, it's that you'll look back and wonder how you ever lived without it.
So why isn't that faster horse enough? What's so broken about our current options? Well, to really feel it, let's picture someone KAAS calls Miss Wang. Think of her as the stand-in for millions of modern urban families who are just stuck in this dinner-time tug-of-war with two options that both kind of suck.
Okay, so first up, there's cooking at home. We're all told this is the gold standard, right? But let's be real, for most people, it's a total grind. First, you have the mental exhaustion of just deciding what to cook. Then the shopping, the washing, the chopping, the actual cooking. And just when you think you're done, there's the mountain of dishes. The reality is, most of us don't do it because we love it. We endure it because we want to control our health and our spending.
And the alternative? Takeout. Yeah, it's easy, but it comes with a whole side of anxiety. You're wondering, how much oil did they use? What about the salt? Is it even clean back there? It's a total black box. And on top of that, it's expensive, and it's almost never as good as a real, fresh meal. It's missing what's called wake. That's this incredible, almost untranslatable flavor and energy you only get from a meal that's literally just come off the fire. So your choice is either the chore or the compromise. And neither feels like a real solution.
Okay, so if cooking at home is the chore and takeout is the compromise, what does the automobile actually look like? Well, here it is. This is the KAAS answer. It's a totally new way of thinking called Kitchen as a Service.
So what is Kitchen as a Service, or KAAS? The simplest way to think about it is an AIoT, or AI of Things, ecosystem. Now that sounds complex, but it's not. Basically, it's a smart toolkit. Think connected appliances and software that can turn a normal kitchen into a super efficient, professional-grade community kitchen. I love their own description for it. They call themselves a community version of Meituan plus Xiaomi. The Xiaomi part is the smart hardware, the gadgets, and the Meituan part is the super local on-demand food service. It just clicks. You get it instantly.
So how does all this work? Well, it's got three main parts that all fit together. First, you've got the hardware, the tools. This is a standardized kit with things like smart, automated stir-fry machines and steam ovens that make sure the food is perfect and consistent every single time. Then you've got the platform, the brains. This is the app, which they call Neighborly Help, and the cloud system that manages all the orders, recipes, everything. But here's the most important part, the people. The heart of this whole thing is a network of local partners, often stay-at-home parents or bauma, who are empowered by the system to run a small food business right in their own neighborhood.
And the way they make money is just as smart. It's not just one thing, it's a three-pronged approach. First, for regular customers ordering food, they take a small cut of each transaction. Makes sense. Then, for the community partners running the kitchens, they act as a productivity provider, selling or leasing the hardware and charging for the software. And finally, they can partner with the local governments to help with community meal programs, especially for seniors. It's this really robust model where everybody gets something out of it.
Okay, that all sounds great. But how do you actually get something this massive off the ground? This is where their strategy gets really, really bold. They call it a capacity-first approach. And the whole point is to build a competitive advantage, a moat, that is almost impossible for anyone else to cross. And that entire audacious strategy boils down to one single number: 10,000. That's the goal, to build a network of 10,000 of these smart kitchens across a single city. And you might be asking, why so many? The answer is simple. Anyone can build an app, but nobody can copy a physical, operational network of 10,000 kitchens overnight. That physical network is the moat.
But look, this isn't just some wild fantasy. It's a very deliberate step-by-step plan. They've already proven the model with a pilot store that's actually profitable. So for the first half of 2025, the goal is to perfect that model, to package it all up into a standardized KAAS 1.0 kit. Then, in the second half of the year, they scale to over 20 locations and get that big A round of funding. And from 2026 onwards, that's when they go for the big one: open up the platform and expand across the country. And if you're wondering if the numbers actually work, just look at the data from their first pilot kitchen. It's pretty incredible. On an average day, this one little kitchen was doing 26 orders and pulling in over 1,000 RMB in sales. But here's the number that makes you sit up straight: the gross margin. Between 50 and 70%. For anyone who knows the food industry, that is just astronomical. It proves the basic unit economics aren't just sustainable, they're incredibly profitable. This is not a theory anymore. It's a proven model that makes money.
So you can see, this is about so much more than just selling dinner. The ambition here is to literally build a new type of community infrastructure. So what's the big picture? What's the real endgame for KAAS?
It all comes back to their mission statement, which I think is just perfect. Tech for good, warmth for neighbors. It says it all, doesn't it? The tech for good part is the smart hardware, the efficient platform. But the warmth for neighbors part, that's the real soul of it. It's about using all that cool tech to actually foster human connection right there on your street. And you really see that social mission when you look at who this is for. The entire system is built to help with the needs of what's often called the elderly and the young, the two groups in any community who need healthy, reliable meals the most. And at the exact same time, it creates real, flexible, meaningful work for people right in their own homes. It solves two huge problems at once. Now imagine scaling that impact up to the goal of 10,000 kitchens. The numbers just become mind-boggling. We're talking about a network that could generate 3.65 billion RMB in total sales value. It would pour nearly 1.5 billion into the local supply chain to farmers and suppliers. And maybe the most amazing number of all, it could create over 45,000 jobs. This isn't just a new company, it's potentially a whole new urban industry.
So in the end, what KAAS is betting on is this. The answer to one of our biggest, most annoying daily problems isn't another piece of fancy tech like a slicker app or a delivery drone. The answer is human. It's a neighbor you trust who is empowered by technology to do something amazing. And that leaves us with a really powerful thought to chew on. What if your neighbor's kitchen was the future of your city?